The morning sun climbed through the thin curtains like it was unsure whether it was welcome, spilling light onto a small kitchen where a single candle burned on top of a store-bought cake. Aaron Hale stood there in silence, hands resting on the counter, listening to the refrigerator hum because there was nothing else to listen to. No laughter, no off-key singing, no surprise waiting behind a door. Just another birthday beginning like every other day, except the ache felt sharper because birthdays had once meant something. He exhaled slowly, closed his eyes and wished for nothing at all, because hoping had started to feel heavier than disappointment. Before the story truly unfolds, pause for a moment. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and the quiet miracles that arrive when we least expect them, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel Heartwarming Tales. Your support keeps stories like this alive. Aaron had not always dreaded birthdays. Once they had been noisy and warm, filled with sunlit afternoons and a woman named Maribel whose laughter filled every corner of their lives. Then illness came softly, like a shadow that refused to leave, and within a year Aaron became a single father, a widower, and a man learning how to be strong without knowing how. Raising his son Theo alone had reshaped every part of him. Mornings became rushed, nights became long, and joy turned into something practical instead of spontaneous. Aaron worked as a city bus mechanic, grease permanently etched into his hands, fixing other people's journeys while his own felt stalled. He rarely celebrated anything anymore, because celebrations reminded him of what was missing. That particular birthday fell on a bright weekday morning. Theo had already left for school after giving his father a hurried hug, apologizing for forgetting it was his birthday. Aaron lied easily and told him it did not matter. After all, it had been years since anyone had made a fuss. With the candle still flickering, he cut himself a slice of cake, took one bite, and decided the day needed air. He packed up his tools and headed to work early, hoping movement would quiet the loneliness echoing in his chest. Later that afternoon, during his lunch break, Aaron wandered into the small city park across from the depot. The park was alive with daytime energy. Children ran between trees, pigeons scattered in bursts of gray, and parents sat on benches pretending not to worry. He chose an empty bench beneath a jacaranda tree, its purple blossoms drifting down like gentle confetti. For a moment he let himself imagine that maybe this day could pass without hurting. That was when he noticed them. 3 little girls sat a few feet away, their heads bent close together like they shared a secret world. They were identical in the way only triplets could be. Same dark curls, same curious eyes, same careful way of observing before acting. Their clothes were mismatched but clean, and each clutched a paper cup of juice. They kept glancing at him, whispering urgently, clearly debating something important. Aaron felt a strange pull, the way a memory tugs at you before you understand why. Their caretaker, a tired-looking woman scrolling on her phone nearby, seemed unaware of the silent conference happening beside her. Suddenly, the girls stood and approached Aaron's bench with synchronized bravery. They stopped just close enough to feel real. One of them reached out and lightly touched his sleeve, as if confirming he was solid. They leaned in and whispered together, a soft breath of words that landed straight in his heart, asking him to pretend, just for a moment, that he was their mom. The request made no logical sense, yet it cracked something open inside him. He did not laugh, he did not pull away. He simply nodded, because in that moment, pretending felt like permission to feel again. The girls climbed onto the bench beside him, pressing close, warm and trusting. They told him, in hushed fragments and gestures, that it was their birthday too, and that their mother was gone, and that today was supposed to be happy but felt confusing instead. Aaron listened without correcting, without explaining. He let them rest against him, let their small hands curl around his fingers. People passed by, sunlight shifted, and for the first time in years, Aaron felt like the universe had paused just long enough for him to breathe. He learned their names from a tag on one backpack, Leora, Senna, and Melas, and learned more from the way they watched him than from anything they shared. They wanted reassurance, warmth, and a moment where the world did not feel broken. He gave them what he could. He shared his cake, now slightly melted but sweet all the same. He let them blow out an imaginary candle together, the jacaranda petals swirling like applause. Laughter rose, surprising him with its ease, and the ache he carried loosened its grip. When the caretaker finally looked up, alarm flickered, then softened when she saw the girls safe and smiling. Explanations were brief, awkward, but kind. She thanked Aaron with watery eyes and admitted that the girls had lost their mother earlier that year. Aaron nodded, understanding deeper than words could reach. As the girls were gently led away, they kept turning back, waving like they were leaving a home they hoped to return to. The bench felt emptier after they left, but not hollow. Aaron returned to work changed, his steps lighter. That evening, when Theo came home, Aaron listened more closely than usual, noticing how his son's voice carried both resilience and longing. They ate dinner together, simple and quiet, but Aaron lit another candle anyway. He told Theo that sometimes family appears in unexpected forms, and that love does not always arrive the way we plan. If this story has begun to stir something inside you, if you have ever felt seen by a stranger or healed by a small kindness, please take a moment near the end to like, share, and comment. Your engagement helps these stories reach hearts that need them. Weeks later, Aaron returned to the park on his lunch break, not searching, just open. Some days he saw the girls again, sometimes only from a distance. They would wave, and he would wave back, a silent promise passing between them. Life did not suddenly become perfect, grief did not vanish, but something had shifted. Aaron began celebrating small things again, a repaired engine, a shared meal, a sunny afternoon. Just before this story ends, we have one special request. Please comment below and tell us where you are watching from, or share a moment when kindness found you unexpectedly. On his next birthday, Aaron did not sit alone with a single candle. He spent the day at the park with Theo, laughter echoing under the trees. And as the sun dipped low, scattering gold across the grass, Aaron understood that pretending had never been the point. Sometimes love simply needs a place to land, even if only for a moment, and when it does, it can change everything.